Arrington to
What's up,
Adams.
everyone, and welcome back to the Around the Ground Soccer Podcast. Today, we're going to be covering the man, the myth, the legend, Tyler Adams, to the Leeds United in the Premier League. Well,
Yes,
thoughts?
sir. I mean, I was not gonna lie, I was expecting a lot of Americans to come to Leeds, especially because of the American coach, and I think it's a great move. I mean, Tyler Adams playing in the Prem, I'm ready to see this. He's a very well-rounded defensive midfielder, and I feel like just with this struggling Leeds side, it'll be really good.
Yeah, I think he's going to bring a lot of energy to replace Calvin Phillips, who they just lost the city, of course. They've got plenty of money, so they've spent it well. We can talk about that another time on the other players that they brought in. But one thing I do know about Tyler Adams is he's not very technical on the ball. He's not really some guy that is pleasing to the eye to watch him play soccer. He's a person that's going to run around and dog you. He's going to have the most energy on the team, and he's going to put in tackles that no one else wants to put in. He does a lot of the dirty work, but you're not going to see this guy playing line breaking passes. He's not going to be slipping through balls into Sinistera down the line. He's a guy that's going to break up the play and then reset it to the back or hand it off to his partner, Mark Roca, in the midfield and see if he can create something. What do you think about that?
I think honestly, I'm gonna go with like the team perspective. There's two CDMs that they signed right now. I'm feeling like they're gonna play a little bit defensive, and Tyler Adams is the perfect guy to do this. I mean, you've seen the Prem. It's a fast-paced game and a very attacking league. So the fact that I feel like it's gonna take a while for him to get used to the league. I don't expect him to do well for like the first 5 to 7 games, but once he gets the hang of it, I feel like he'll be a game changer, especially in keeping leads up because we know that they struggled last year and they almost got relegated.
Yeah, I think the link up with him and Jesse. He's worked with Jesse Marsh at Leipzig. He worked with him at Red Bulls in the MLS. They basically Jesse Marsh raised Tyler Adams in the soccer
Yeah.
sense. So he's got a really good connection with the coach. And I'm not saying it's right, but he's going to end up starting more games compared to other internationals. But that's how it is with any manager. I mean, look at Ten Hag, brought in like what, 3 Dutch players already, and he's probably going to start Van de Beek and De Jong if he can get our hands on him in the midfield. That's just how it works because they have that chemistry. But the trio there of Aronson, Adams, and Marsh could hopefully be like the first successful American core in a top 5 league in Europe. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
And I feel like this move is gonna bring a lot of attention to Americans too, especially if he does well. I feel like we're gonna see more Americans join the Premier League or the most competitive leagues like the La Liga, and we're gonna see that a lot. I feel like Tyler Adams is a great player to kind of just throw into the Prem because he'll get adjusted to the system. Maybe it'll take some time, but he will, and he'll show how good American players can really perform on the top stages.
Yeah, I mean, there's a crap ton of young Americans right now. It's like the most populated and the most talent that we've had at a young age ever. So you're going to start seeing things like maybe Leeds is the first glimpse of what like Portugal is doing with Wolves, where they have a Portuguese manager and then 8 Portuguese youngsters on the team, 3 break the starting lineup, and like Jose Sa and stuff like that. So maybe this is like the first time we'll see like an American version of something like that, which would be pretty cool in my eyes. Probably not the English eyes. I'm not really sure how Leeds fans feel about this. I think they're optimistic. I think that they know like deep down that Aronson and Adams are good players. They're going to make a difference on their team and on the field, but there is always that little rivalry.
Yeah, they just won't admit it sometimes, and I get it. It's a little rivalry.
Yeah, I get it. But for 20 mils as market value, they got him for 19 mil. What do you think? Is that like a pretty fair deal?
I think honestly, it's pretty good deal. I expected a little. I thought they were gonna buy him for like 25 mil. So the fact that they got him for like under 20, it shows that they know how to do business. Because honestly, I feel like even though he played in RB Leipzig too, he played in a good team in the Bundesliga. It's not like he hasn't played like competitive soccer. He's played at the UCL and everything like that. So I don't I see this as a bargain, to be honest.
Yeah, I I don't know. I think it's pretty fairly priced. He was starting when Jesse Marsh was the manager of Leipzig, and then once Jesse Marsh left,
Mm.
halfway through the Champions League campaign, I think halfway through the season, I believe he left. Adams kind of fell out of form. He wasn't really like getting in the starting lineup. He had a couple mistakes leading to goal. won against PSG in the group stages, and he was going downhill. I think that depleted his market value a little bit. But if he can get back to himself, he hasn't even been himself for the US. He's been giving away sloppy passes, missing tackles that he usually makes, and he's feeling uncomfortable right now because his club form is so poor. It was really poor leaving Leipzig. He did not go out on a good note. I won't lie about that. So hopefully the Prem, like, it's a whole nother beast. So that's what I'm scared of. Like, he was out of form in the Bundesliga, and now he's making a jump all the way to the Prem. Like, if he went to the Prem when he was in form with Jesse Marsh in the Bundesliga, then I would have been a little more optimistic. So we'll see if he's up to the challenge. I think he will be. And I think 20 million for the player that he could be is it's a risk. It could not pan out. He could end up tanking. He could become a middle of the road midfielder, probably ride the bench, and then they could sell him for 10 mil to, the Eredivisie. But we'll see. But thank you guys for joining us. Go ahead and let us know down below what you think about Tyler Adams to Leeds United, and we will see you on the next episode.